Hi everyone, it's Caroline. Thank you very much and welcome. We are home from our vacation and unpacking, and what I did here is I literally took out these are the travel bags that I had for our cruise, and although I only have one video out, I did do a little bit more journaling in here. But I did have a request to share what was in my little pouches this time on our vacation. So I unpacked them and put them on my desk just as they are. And I'll just share with you quickly what's in here. I brought my glue. This was all packed in the checked bag. And I brought my scissors. I brought 2 Crayolas, a metallic Faber-Castell pen. I brought my water brush. I brought a Sharpie, my little stapler, the Micron pen, and in my bag I have a box cutter or a craft knife, and I also have just a pen, a regular pen, and I also have a cork, a couple of random pieces of paper, and this comb that I use for mark making, which I didn't use this time, but I leave it in there, and I have a button that I'm going to leave in here because you never know when you might need it. A label, and then just this staples on a paper for mark making. That was what I brought this time for my supplies, my inks and glue. And then in my bag, and it is quite a lot less than the last time, I have my little journal that I worked in. And in this bag, nothing really changes because I leave everything in here. I have some postage stamps, just random pieces of paper in here, scraps, mostly scraps. I have some scraps that I made from my cookie paper, some book page lined paper, a little bit of tea or coffee stained paper, some random, oh yeah, and I have my ephemera from our cruise in here that I'm going to be using to fill up some of the pages. A couple of stencils, nothing really too outstanding here. I've got another Apple gift card envelope that I have in here. And what else do I have in here? Some more ephemera. I'm going to take that out from not our hotel room, but our cruise, our stateroom. And that's it. That was my ephemera that I brought. And I leave that pouch as it is, and I'll just put in a few extra things when I go to either to our daughter or sons or on other vacations. This is my baggie that I chose this time, and I used it as my palette. And as I go through this with you, I took a piece of paper from the stateroom, and I turned it into a little pocket that I'm not finished yet. And what I did is I worked on this actually in an area of the ship called the Crow's Nest. So it's at the very top, and it's great for watching, whale watching and just watching the surroundings as we sail, as we cruise. And I made a little, so this is a little envelope. This has nothing to do with my journal, but I just wanted to make another little pocket with just papers. I didn't have an envelope. This was a gift card that I received from Apple, and I just took a random old postcard. I cut it down to size to fit in here so that I could see the beautiful decoration. And then I used some of the cut off postcard. I put it up here with a tiny, tiny label, some scrap paper, a piece of scrap threads from a piece of cloth that I had in my bag. And then I did this. Do all the good you can. And this is a little journaling spot. And then I used that tag in here. I didn't do a tab yet, didn't make a tab. Added these random pieces of scrap paper with the back part of the postcard. This is a photo that I took from our porch. And then the back has started to be decorated like that. So that's just something extra that I did. You did see the first entry that I made. And what happened was a couple days into, well, 3 days or 4, I can't even remember now. My husband Jim got sick. He had a terrible fever. He was in bed for 2 days. And I had a touch of something too, but it didn't interfere with our whale watching expedition. It happened right after that. And so during this time we were at sea, and so we really didn't miss anything. Maybe a little bit of sightseeing from the ship itself. This is the page that I made for Juneau. That was our second, not expedition, what's the second port of call. I have Alaska's capital. So I will take this and put it in here. But what I did was I used these 2 pages that had the photos on them at first. And then I added the word Juneau. I had this in my my ephemera pouch. So I just backed it with some cardstock, trash cardstock. I had stapled it on. And then I just made this little card here. And what this made me think was, we always have a fun time. I also indicated here that we were 4 hours behind because we actually lost another hour on the cruise in Alaska. And just, I will be waiting time after time, Cyndi Lauper. And I just added some, here's a clock here. I just added some journaling in there, added a flower. In the pocket that was made, I put this postcard. I just had so much fun on this. So I made this welcome to Juneau little piece of paper. I added a piece of scrap and I did some journaling on there, and I added the clock that was in my ephemera, my little pouch, was perfect because I could use it as a tuck spot. So that was how I did that. And I didn't film it because I did it while Jim was resting. So but sometimes you just have to, I'm glad I had this to stay creative. It was an excellent way of doing it. And the next day was Skagway. That was the day that Jim was sick, so I'm leaving it empty because that's what happened. And this was on here already. And that's kind of where I am with the entries in my journal. I can actually add a little bit more. And I did keep each of these, the daily, that's what these were, left at our room, so it could give us the itinerary, and we could do whatever we wanted, just to keep us on track with the times. And this starts with Vancouver, where we left from, and it goes all the way to the 25th, which was the last day and evening of our cruise, and then the 26th we disembarked. So that, I'm keeping all of these because they're really good quality paper, and I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet, but I'm going to keep these because it reminds me of everything, and I can use it for the journal. I can cut some off, and I think what I'll do for Skagway, which was the 23rd, I'm going to, now we never got to go into Skagway because Jim was ill, so I stayed with him, and I wasn't going to leave him there alone. So what a time to get sick, but it's okay. Everything worked out fine. Nobody was upset. We were just happy and glad that everything was fine. He did not need any special attention. It was really just a rest. So that one is the gateway to the Klondike. So I think what I'll do here is I'll add something in this pocket, and I do have an extra, no, there's no extra papers in there. So I think that's what I'll do is I'll just cut this up. And this gives me a bit of the history. I think I'll just take it right off here like that. Because it has, just gives me a reminder of what the activities were. That's really fun. And that fits in there perfectly. That actually will fit in there. Okay. Well, and right away I want to round my corners. I haven't used my corner rounder for a long time, so that's fun. I'm also going to be using some of the ephemera that I received when we were in Vancouver, some pictures. I haven't used my printer yet to print off any photos, but I will definitely do that. And yeah, you don't have to do this any distressing, you know. I'm going to, because I'm going to follow the look of the journal. And I'd love to say I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're all having fun, whatever you're doing, whatever you're up to. Thank you for sharing your awesome makes with the envelope pocket idea. Oh, I have been, again, I mean, I couldn't even help myself from making something. I didn't even have an envelope, so I just took a piece of paper and turned it into an envelope and made my own version like that, which another idea you can do. So this here, lovely, lovely little bits of history, and I love it. What was I going to do? Just put this in here, but it's sticking out a bit. I'm just going to take a little bit of this off. Give myself, I'm going to have to do my corners again, but I'm trying to keep all of the print. Let's try that. We spent our last day walking around in Seattle. Oh, that was so fun. So fun. Got some really cute little ephemera from a couple of places. Well, actually one place, because we went for lunch. I mean, we walked around almost all day and trying to get all the sites in. Still thinking of what to do, and I think, you know, I can use that in here. I wonder if that'll work. Let's do that whole crooked page thing. Just a little off kilter. I'm gonna get this right. Okay, I did some journaling and I put some things in here. The other thing I'm going to do is this royal couple, I don't know who they are, but I want to put something here. I saw something about dancing here. Learn to line dance. I'm going to put that in there because I think it's funny. I'm just going to chop up this pamphlet to use some of the words. Learn to line dance. They look like they're ready to line dance. Let's not be serious. And I'm just going to put that on there. Learn to line dance. And I might put a couple other things. This could be their little itinerary of fun things to do. How about let's play cornhole? Actually, no, let's do coloring for adults. I'm going to do that one. So while I'm cutting this up, yeah, so one day I thought, well, it was actually the day after Jim was in bed all day, and he still wasn't feeling it completely himself, so I just took a few minutes and I went up to one of the lounge areas where they had some things like this, coloring for adults, and they had some doodling. So, and I have been wanting to do more doodles. So I thought that was pretty fun. And it was literally just sharing, the lady there just shared how to start doing some Zentangling. And I thought that was pretty fun. So so this one here, coloring for adults, it was just fun. Something for people to do. There's always, you know, when you're at sea and there isn't anywhere to go and do any sightseeing, you could do things on the ship, which was really fun. And I think I'll choose one more little event for this couple to be doing. Let's do pickleball. So they had that up on the deck, one of the decks. They had some pickleball, all kinds of different things. You could play ping pong, you could play basketball. You could be as busy or not busy as you want. You could relax with your book. They had a library where you could, different sections. I actually went to visit the library. But then I didn't take a book out because who was I kidding? I wasn't going to sit there and read. I was just going to either open this up and work in here, have some fun, or just lounge, walk around, lounge. There we go. Well, I just took this out of my bag. I'm still using the things from my bag as if I was still cruising. And I'm going to use this little piece. Actually, I like this one with the threads because I love threads. So I'm going to use that one. I think I'll just making a little bit more to this page here. And I have, this is from my pouch. I was going to do a little layered something. I do have a little bit of, you can see from the page, oops, that I want to keep. This is an envelope book, so you can see the little markings. I'm going to keep that kind of coloring for this page here. So I think I'll use some of the pink on from this master board. This is my storage book. And I'm just trying to think what I want to put on there. A little bit of this, a little bit of this. So let's just cut some of that off. Like that. A little cluster, I think, is what I'm making. That's a little cluster. And I'm going to take a heart, a gold heart from here. It's very rough. It's very, very rough. I think I'll go. And I just changed my mind about that staple. I'm going to leave it in there, but I'm going to cover it up like this. And that can be in there. So I'm also liking how this is picking up the pink. You know, no intention there, just the way it's falling nicely together. And then I'll add this little, I actually have some mail to share too. I think it'll go up here like that. Finishing up this day, I did some, let me share, I did some cutting up of some words and put them on. I like this little couple here, this royal couple, and I just put tonight's events. Let's play pickleball, coloring for adults, and learn to line dance. And don't they look like they're going to have a great time? I made a little cluster with some scraps from my bag. keeping it true to what I took on the cruise. Then I used some of the information that was in our room every day, because the 23rd was the Skagway, our walk into Skagway that we didn't get to do, but it just shares what it's all about. And then I'm using that to hold it down. The other thing that was on the pamphlet was the artwork that was featured on the program in the dining rooms. Were created by Rico Whirl, a Tlingit Athabascan designer. He was the founder of Trickster Company, which strives to promote innovative indigenous design. So, and then I put on here the Tlingit, that's how you pronounce it, Tlingit, and they are it means people of the tide. So I put that description down, and I love that. And so I put that on there. I love learning about the area and the peoples and everything. And then this was a card that was already in the pocket, and I used it for journaling. And I think it just goes quite nicely. And I'm going to share with you the snail mail, happy mail that I received from Brenda Clark. And that's the envelope that she made. It looks like it's from some book page or some kind of advertising. That looks lovely. I'm going to open this up. Give it just a little slice here. Very fine. I'll use that paper. I don't want to cut into anything in here. Wow. So there it is. It is a handmade envelope, but it's fun. It looks like advertising of some kind. Something that you can purchase, so that's fun. And in here, thank you, Brenda. This is a really fun journaling tag with an eyelet on there as the tab, and a loaded pocket with all kinds of fun little, oh, this is going to be fun. Little labels, and look at this. Pretty. Well, this is going to be fun to use. This lady's going to be fun because I have an idea. One of the places that we visited, Ketchikan, is famous for the Creek Street Ladies of the Night. Look at that. Flashcard turned into a really fun collage. Oh, that is great. Thank you very much, Brenda, for this happy mail, which I will definitely, this is going to be fun. I think I'm going to use it in here. Well, in other places, not necessarily just there. But that's what today's back home edition. I hope you had some inspiration, maybe to use a journal that you have to work in from your trip, from your vacation. Well, here's what I was up to today. Finishing off a page in my little envelope journal, junk journal, and that was fun to do. Also receiving some happy mail, opening that up. I'm going to use it all, in some way or another, and in one book or another. And then also sharing what I did while on the ship. Didn't film it, but I did this in the crow's nest, and that was a fun thing to do, using this is all scraps, completely reimagined. Thanks everyone for coming along today. I really appreciate it. It's really great to be home. It was so much fun to be away, and we learned a lot what our countries have to offer us, and I'm very grateful for being able to go out there and visit. I'll see you in the next video. Always stay adventurous and be fresh. Bye for now.